Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to another episode of the Games Tester. My name is Maurice. Today I want to talk about the Xbox Li X or Xbox Li. Some facts and fables. I see a lot of stuff going around. A lot of misinformation. I don't think it's that hard to understand this device, but for some reason some people find it really hard to understand what the Xbox Li actually is. So yeah, let's just dive in. You know, I got it hooked onto my capture card right now, and you know, this is what you get when you start up a Xbox Li. And what is this? This is like literally the Xbox app that you get on PC, but fully integrated into this machine. Yes, you can still get to Windows 11. There's also Windows 11 running in the background. That said, you know, the original Xbox Series, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, X also run like a version of Windows in the background. So not that big of a shocker. The original Li X or Asus ROG Li X and the standard ROG Li both ran a Armory Crate. Armory Crate is like a system of their own. You know, I do think it's like simplified in here. There's like Open Armory Crate SE. This is the original starter from Asus themselves, but they now added like this is now more, you know, you can still game platforms, see what kind of games you still have installed right now, and it all runs perfectly fine, you know. This is the original version. What makes this different? You can now go to the Xbox version and have a more overall scene about how it looks. This is not a Xbox Series S or X handheld device. It literally isn't. You know, there hasn't been a single handheld that could play like the full library from the home console on the handheld console. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's one. There's actually one console that could, and that's the Sega Nomad from the 1990s. You could literally put in your Sega Genesis cartridges or Sega Mega Drive cartridges into this handheld device. That's the only time in the history of gaming, in 40 years of gaming, you could play your games from the home console on your handheld console. So I do think that with the Xbox Li, you have like your library of play anywhere games, so, and that's a lot. You know, I think I've got like 400 or 500 games that I own on my Xbox. I can also play them here on my Xbox Li. That's also a fable. Like people saying, yeah, you can't play anything on the Xbox Li if you don't have Game Pass or something like that. That's complete bollocks. I can play a lot of games without Game Pass. Having Game Pass is of course better, but yeah, I can show it to you. You know, this is like my library. Right now it only shows the games that I got installed. But if I push this down, and you can now sadly, yeah, I've got 1,363 games in total, but this is included with Game Pass. So if I go to owned games, I'm going to 733 games that I own myself, that are mine, that I bought on my Xbox, that I can now play on this system. Some of them are streamed. So what I could also do is use the installation button. So what I do is installable, and now I have over 400 games that I bought on my Xbox Series S, X, Xbox One that I now can play on my Asus ROG Li X without Game Pass, without anything. These are all games that I own, that I can play. This is not even the Steam group here. All the Final Fantasies, a lot of Square Enix, all the Forzas, Gears of Wars. So many games. And to give you an idea, I got over, I think it's like around 3,500 games on my Xbox Series SX. And to see so many games that I can play, it's actually quite interesting. Hopefully they will add more games to become. But for a start, for the beginning of a console like this is not that bad to start off, you know? When I bought my PlayStation Vita, for instance, I needed to buy games made for the PlayStation Vita. I couldn't add any games from my PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 on the Vita and play on with it. Later on, there were a couple of games that were available on both, but not many. At the start, 0. So to have like so many games already, a library of like over 400 games, is pretty insane. That said, these are all games that are PC games. So in terms of this Xbox Ally, it is a handheld PC. It's a different beast. It's not an Xbox Series handheld. It's not... They've never said it's going to be a handheld Xbox Series S or X. They've never said that. Not a single time. They were actually pretty clear. You know, if you bought this thing and you are disappointed by the fact you can't add your library of games to it, yeah, sorry, you're dumbass, because they were pretty clear about that. It's never been a discussion or anything. They've said it's a handheld PC. It has like Xbox branding all over it. And yes, it is a Xbox. You know, it runs Windows 11. Windows 11 is Xbox, is Microsoft. The app that you are using is Xbox. You can still unlock achievements and stuff. Little side note, you can't unlock achievements for games that you own on Steam, for instance. So keep that in mind. But, you know, overall, it's pretty funny. You know, you can even play games. Also a thing I heard a lot of people saying, yeah, you always need to be online with this system. No, you don't. You can literally play the games you own on the go without internet or whatever. You can just play them on the go. You don't need constant internet. Yeah, of course, if you are going to play something like Call of Duty online, duh, then you need internet. If you are surprised that it doesn't work, yeah, sorry, dumbass. But games like Cyberpunk 2077, Ninja Gaiden, GTA 5 story mode, you can play all those games on the go without an internet connection. You don't play these games from the cloud. You play them natively on this system. So yeah, also a fun thing a lot of people say, or that I've heard people say, that you can only play cloud games on the ROG Ally. No, that's complete utter bollocks. That's not true. You can play all these games natively on your system. You know, Resident Evil, a lot of Capcom games. Do we need more games? Yes! Yes! I hope many more games will be play anywhere. I can't wait for them to make all these games play anywhere. You know, I was hoping to play something like Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong is not play anywhere, so I can only stream it on this system. So, yeah. You know, there's still room for improvement. Also, the system is not 100% perfect. I think the start button on the console is completely misplaced. I constantly use the wrong button to push start. You know, finding the start button should never be a chore to do so on any system. On this thing, you really need to think what kind of button you push, because you will push the wrong button on this system 100%. Also, there is like things in the store I still find not that easy. No, on my Xbox Series S and X I got all my games like in a list of the newest games first. I can't get that right now. You know, I really need to search for the games that I want to install. That's annoying. So yeah, this is where you can see the Game Pass games that you can install. That's like 524 games. And I will put in my own games too. Oh, those 93 games are in Game Pass. Duh. So all these games can be installed. Not every game works as well. Some games even have like a little thing going on where it says these games are optimized for the handheld console. So they work a little bit better. You know, Doom the Dark Ages. Stuff like that. You can still choose to play it with cloud or install it natively on your ROG LIX or Xbox LIX, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's a little bit the things I've seen thus far. Is it a I see the discussion a lot. Is it an Xbox? Yeah, you know, I can play all my Xbox games. Is it a Steam machine? Yeah, it's also a Steam machine. I cannot play all my Steam games on it. Is it a GOG machine? Yes. Is it an EA game? Yes. Is it Ubisoft? Yes. You know, that's the good thing about this little system. You can play all storefronts on it. So if you want to play Steam games, hey, have fun. Go play Steam games. If you want to play some other games, play other games. It works perfectly fine. You can get like your storefront. You can buy games. You know, it's really easy. Is there room for improvement? 100%. Yes, there's a lot of room for improvement. But I do think that there's a really big possibility that we will see this like system we got here on the next gen Xbox console, home console as well. You know, an open system that can play all the storefronts on one home console. And that's exactly what you get with the Xbox LIX. Great system. Is it a system for everybody? No. With a price tag of like $900, I don't see millions upon millions going to buy this. Is this going to destroy the Nintendo Switch 2? No, in not a million years. But I do think that there is a big group of people that want a really powerful handheld device that can easily play like all the storefronts out there, and it's a really big update from the Xbox Li or the Asus ROG Li to the Xbox Li. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hope you had fun and hope to see you guys soon.